What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to break down some basic skills to show you how to snowboard. Alright, so I'll just jump right into it. I taught for about 4 years, so I know what I'm talking about as far as the basics. I definitely taught a lot of basic lessons. So, just to get started, we got your bindings, right? These are these things attached to the board, which is your snowboard, okay? I know it sounds real basic, but we all started somewhere, right? Now, how these bindings work, real simple. You just feed it into here, this ladder, into the latch system, and crank down. Pretty basic, right? And then you usually just lift up here to release. Whoa! Then you have your high back. They call it the high back because it goes high up the back of your leg. This is what gives you leverage, especially going to your heel side. We'll get into that. All right. Other side is identical. Now let's talk about the stance. What I recommend if it's your first time, you're gonna wanna have a stance a little duck-footed. You're not gonna want them in pigeon-toed, unless you're pigeon-toed and you feel comfortable that way. But yeah, you want a nice shoulder width, maybe a little wider stance than your shoulder width, and a little bit of a duck stance. There's degrees set up on here, so when you do rent your board, or maybe you got some friends that can show you, you can put it on like maybe a 12-degree angle for each left and right foot, okay? Not to get too technical here, but there are 3 popular types of snowboards out there as far as styles. There's traditional camber, reverse camber, and hybrid camber, which is what I'm riding. Traditional camber, it's gonna be a little more stable. It's arched like that, so you're gonna be much more stable. Reverse camber, just take that traditional style and flip it upside down. It's gonna be much more playful. Maybe a good idea to maybe start on one like that, or a hybrid. I say that because you won't catch as much edges. Just the way the style of the board is, the tip and the tail of the board, or the nose and the tail, they're raised a bit. So when we start getting into the lessons, you'll see you'll be less liable to catch an edge and eat snow or bust your butt. All right. Then let's talk about stepping into the board. Okay, I recommend doing this on a rug versus something like snow right away. All right. Almost forgot. You got to figure out which foot you like to have forward, right? So you can think about if you ever skateboarded before, you ever surfed, or what foot maybe you would kick with, right? Whatever your dominant foot is, you can have a friend push you. You stand still, and they push you. Hey! Whatever foot goes backwards first, that's going to be tend to be your back foot on the snowboard. Okay. For me, I like to have my left foot forward, my right leg is dominant, but everyone's different. I'm left-handed, but I ride regular. So you figure it out for yourselves, then we'll talk about stepping into the snowboard. Okay, now that we figured out which foot we'd like to have forward, let's go ahead and put that in. Mine is my left. All right, so what I'm gonna do with my right foot is just put it halfway on the board to keep it stable, okay? Again, you can practice this on a rug first. Might be beneficial. What I'm gonna do is just make sure that the heel of my boot is all the way seated back, okay? You don't want it cupped up, all right? Next, let's take our big strap. We're just gonna feed the ladder into this, like so, and crank it down till it's nice and snug. Same thing with the toe strap, okay? So you're probably thinking, why didn't I put it in the other foot? Well, look up here. You'll see a chairlift, okay? We've got to be able to get on and off the chairlift. If I have both feet in, that's gonna be a little difficult. So, with the free foot, you're just gonna keep that on the snow. This is called skating and gliding, okay? So what you're gonna do with your rear foot is you're gonna push yourself, okay? Small steps, all right? might be a good idea to go uphill first versus downhill, all right? Help you control your speed, all right? Just getting used to it, small steps, all right? You don't want these big stretches here, okay? No. Keep it in control, nice small steps. All right, real basic. So this is skating. Let's talk about gliding, okay? We'll turn it around here. Now when we want to glide, we're gonna be taking our rear foot and putting it on the snowboard, okay? You're gonna want to press it right up against your rear binding. That way you have the most balance. If you go ahead and put your foot on here and try to glide, you're liable to fall. Not much balance there, okay? So you get a few steps, a few skates, all right? A few skates, and then you're gonna place your foot right up against that rear binding, okay? Boom. With your rear heel hanging off, okay? That can act, your rear heel will act as a brake, okay? This is how you get on and off the chairlift, okay? So a couple skates. Woo! All right, I want my heels hanging off. I just push that into the snow. Come to a nice stop. Pretty basic, okay? Let's try that one more time. Skate, 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 skate. Getting more comfortable each and every time. All right, now we'll try the glide. Skate, skate, glide. Wow. And you can have the toe hang off too, and that have you stop you. Okay. So work on that a little bit, all right? And then come back to me. All right, so that was lesson number 1, skating and gliding. Very important to get on and off the chairlift. Those skills before you get on the chairlift. So practice those really well, and then we're gonna get on to step number 2, or lesson number 2. It's gonna be called the side slip, okay? You wanna find a little area with a slope, nothing too steep. This little pitch here will serve us pretty well. And we're gonna practice our side slip on our heel edge and on our toe edge, okay? We'll see you at the top. Okay, so if it's your first time, you're probably gonna be sitting down when you put in. Just always make sure you got one hand on the snowboard. Yeah. Okay? Angle it a little bit. With one hand, hold the board, okay? And with the other hand, you can kind of muscle your foot in there. They're just plastic. All right? And then once your foot's in there, you should be able to hold the board or it won't go anywhere, okay? All right? So we'll do the straps. All right, one side's done. Whoop. This one you got a free hand, so you can get these out of the way. Make life a little easier. Okay. In it goes. We'll do the large strap first. Really make sure that heel is seated back in the rear cup of the binding, and then we can do the toe strap. Okay, nice and tight, nice and snug. Now here's a really tough part some people skip over. Standing up. How do I stand up? How do I stand up? Well, if you took a lesson with me, 9 times out of 10 I helped you up until you got the muscle memory to do it. But I'm not gonna be there, so I'm gonna show you how you're gonna do is kind of walk like a crab and push yourself up, okay? What might be good is what you wanna do is create a little wedge in there for your board, so it's not gonna just slide once you try to stand up, right? Next, you're gonna use your hands, okay? Make sure you got gloves, and you're gonna push yourself up, okay? All right, so one big movement, okay? 1, 2, 3. What I'm doing is I'm digging my heels into the snow, okay? I got the board raised up just a bit, you can see. Now I don't want it too high. No. Or I'm gonna fall right back. And if I put the board flat on the ground, I'm likely gonna fall forward. No. So you wanna keep that snowboard raised just a little bit So what we're gonna try to do here is slide down this hill. What you wanna do is let your board go down a little bit, but not all the way down. And you can give yourself a little nudge. That's it, okay? Toes come up when you want to stop. You want to get some speed in, lower your toes, okay? All right, that's how you stop on a snowboard. You're probably wondering, well, this is pretty boring, all right? But you got to know these steps. If you're going to start turning straight down the hill, you got to know how to stop on each edge, all right? So practice that a lot, okay? Hammer it in, heel side, side slip. Once you feel good and comfortable with your heel side, side slip, you're gonna turn it around to your toe side. All right, so now that you got your heel side good and down, we're gonna flip it over to the toe side. The reason why we're calling the heel side and the toe side is because one edge of the board has our toes on it, and one edge of the board has our heels on it. Whoa. Make sense? Good. Now what you gotta do is roll over, okay? We gotta get onto our toe side. So whenever you feel comfortable, I'm gonna go ahead and roll with this leg over, my front leg. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, okay? You can grab it and help pull it. What you do is you're gonna kick your leg over. Now when you stand up, you wanna keep your chin up, your chest up, okay? Keep your knees slightly flexed a little bit. And just like on the heel side, we had our toes up in the air. Flip it around, we're gonna keep our heels up in the air, okay? Heels go up too high, we'll fall forward. No. Heels go down too low, we'll fall backwards. No. Okay? So maybe practice this with a friend if you don't feel comfortable just yet. When you push yourself up, all right? Dig that toe edge in, slowly come up, chest comes up, everything's up, knees are bent. You might have to give yourself a little nudge back to get sliding. Okay? Heels come up, you come to a stop. All right? So work on these two, heel side, toe side, side slipping.
Heel side, toe side, side slipping.
Feel comfortable with that? I'll post another video next week and we'll progress to the next few steps, okay?